Hello, and welcome back to Sportsified. I know it's unusual for both of us to be here and for one of our YouTube videos, but hey, it's not a bad thing, is it?
Sure, we'll say that. As the title of this video may perhaps slightly maybe suggest, we're going to be giving a brief rundown on all the opening series in the MLB. So excited that baseball's back.
Should be a fun one. I'll start us off. First up, we have the Braves at Mets. The Atlanta Braves started their season at Citi Field, home of the New York Mets. The Mets took game one, winning 1-0, but that didn't discourage the Braves. Game two, it looked as if the Mets might start off with a 2-0 series lead. The Braves were able to secure a victory in extra innings due to the heroics of Marcell Ozuna. Quickly became apparent in Game 3 the Mets were going to lose the series. They were fighting an uphill battle from the start, as the Braves started off with a 2-0 lead. This was mainly due to the fact that Rick Porcello gave up a one-out double to Ozzie Albies before walking Freddie Freeman. He then gave up back-to-back RBI hits to Matt Adams and Dansby Swanson. By the end of it all, the Braves had definitively won the series with a 14-1 victory in that final game.
Now we travel to Cincinnati, where the Detroit Tigers opened up the season, and somewhat surprisingly, took 2 out of 3 games from the very much improved Reds. In the first game of the series, Reds ace pitcher Sonny Gray stifled the Tigers' offense, only allowing 1 run on 3 hits while striking out 9 in 6 innings. Mike Moustakas and his Reds debut went 3 for 4 and knocked in 4 runs, and Detroit's lone run came on a CJ Cron solo blast. Cincinnati's bullpen only allowed 1 walk in the final 3 innings to close out a 7-1 win for the home team. The second and third games of the series were a different story, as the Tigers blasted go-ahead home runs in both contests in the ninth inning. Detroit won the series 2-1.
It's very important in baseball, or any sport for that matter, to win at home. The Rays did just that, winning 2 out of 3 against the visiting Blue Jays to open their season. Toronto won the first game, though, 6-4, led by a young second baseman Kevin Biggio, son of the Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. The Rays won the last two, though, led by Brandon Lowe's 5-9 hitting with 3 RBIs before over the final games.
Like the Tigers earlier, the Marlins surprised by winning 2 games out of 3 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Miami won Game 1 5-2, but in Game 2, the Phillies' big offseason addition Zach Wheeler made his debut for the Phillies. He guided Philadelphia to their lone win of the opening series by tossing 7 innings of one-run ball. The Marlins got revenge in the third and final game, though, taking the dub in a high-scoring 11-6 game. The biggest storyline in the series, though, came afterwards, as 16 Marlins players have tested positive for COVID-19, putting the Marlins and Phillies seasons on hold for the moment. Philadelphia will resume play on Friday the 31st, while Miami is tentatively set to come back on August 3rd.
For the Royals and Indians, the series went back and forth, as the Indians won Game 1 against the Royals. The Royals responded the next day by winning 3-2, leaving Game 3 open for either team. In the end, the Indians took the series by winning 9-2 due to the efforts of cancer survivor Carlos Carrasco.
The Cubs prevailed in another NL Central rivalry by defeating the Brewers 2 times in Chicago. After a 3-0 Cubs victory to start off the series, Milwaukee responded with an 8-3 win. But Cubs starter Tyler Chatwood had apparently had enough and struck out 8 in 6 innings to, along with a home run by Ian Happ, lead Chicago to a series-ending 9-1 win.
The Boston Red Sox left their mark on Game 1 with a definitive 13-2 victory over the Orioles. This did not intimidate the Orioles, however, as they retaliated to win Game 2 7-2. Rio Ruiz and Anthony Santander each hit 2-run home runs that helped lead the Orioles to a 7-4 Game 3 victory, and with it, a series W.
They say everything's bigger in Texas, but this was not the case on the scoreboard, as the Rockies and Rangers only scored a combined 4 1/3 runs a game in this 3-game matchup. Lance Lynn threw 6 scoreless frames for Texas to take Game 1, but the Rockies won Game 2 3-2, thanks mostly to a great effort by the Colorado bullpen. Game 3 and the series belonged to the Rockies, as shortstop Trevor Story went 2 for 2, with 2 runs scored, along with 2 walks, and not 2 this time, but 3 RBIs.
The Twins left their mark in one of the quickest series so far by absolutely blowing the White Sox out in the first and only 2 games of the series. They won each game by 5 or more runs with 10-5 and 14-2 victories. Not much more to say here.
Next up, St. Louis defended their home territory by winning the first 2 games against the Pirates by a combined score of 14-5. Pittsburgh rebounded in the final game of the square-off and won 5-1, backed by strong 5 innings from top prospect Mitch Keller. The Cardinals won the series 2-1.
Now for one of the longer series in this video. The Padres barely slipped during this season, only allowing the Diamondbacks one victory. This is very concerning for the Diamondbacks, especially due to their on-base percentage with a staggering 158 between Eduardo Escobar, Carson Kelly, David Peralta, and Nick Ahmed.
Yikes.
Series goes to the Padres 3-1.
The Mariners only won 1 out of 4 games in Houston, as the annual contender Astros had their offense firing on all cylinders, scoring 6 or more runs in all 4 games. That's impressive. The score of all the games combined was 30-15. To put it plainly, Houston dominated. But they do have some questions in their rotation, after it was announced that 2-time Cy Young winner and 2011 MVP Justin Verlander's season might be over.
Another 4-game series, this time with the Giants visiting the Dodgers. At first, it seemed like the Dodgers had the series in the bag, starting off with 8-1 and 9-1 victories at home. The Giants didn't give up though, and won a very close Game 3 with a score of 5-4. San Francisco continued their hot streak by winning Game 4 3-1, leaving the series tied.
The Angels gotta work harder if they want to get Mike Trout to just his second ever postseason. They really struggled in this 4-game series, giving up Game 1 to the Athletics 7-3. They were able to come back though and win Game 2 4-1, but the Athletics proved to be better. They proved to be the better team in the end, winning Games 3 and 4. In Game 4, Angel shortstop Andrelton Simmons rolled his left ankle in the ninth and exited the game. He has now been placed on the injured list.
In our last series of opening day weekend, perhaps the most marquee matchup, the defending champions only won 1 game out of 3 against perennial powerhouse that is the New York Yankees. The Nationals are lucky they didn't get swept, because the Bronx Bombers have everyone on offense healthy and raring to play. Somehow, Washington held New York to only 2 runs in Game 2, without Steven Strasburg pitching, to take their only victory of the series. Guess that's why they're the reigning champs.
And there you go, every opening series in this very weird season. In case you're wondering, 3 players sit tied at the top of the home run leaderboard at this point in the season, with 3 each. Cubs first baseman Anthony Rizzo, Twins DH Nelson Cruz, and Pirates third baseman Colin Moran.
As always, thank you for watching Sportsified, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Make sure to check out our website for fast, up-to-date sports news at sportsifiednews.wixsite.com/home. That's sportsifiednews.wixsite.com/home.